One of the most interesting things that that kind of strikes you when you become a professional musician and we got to tour and perform for different audiences, people say thank you for your music, thank you for your your inspiration. And here we are, we think we're just getting up there, putting on a show, doing our job, and you really see how it resonates with people. Like you said, it resonates, and you see how it affects people. And definitely we don't take the credit. It's not something we're doing. It's not our our song or musical talent. There's just something about music and something about when it is performed live, especially, and people are together. There's just something magical that happens, that it's beyond our control, it's beyond our understanding. And that always struck me. It's just a magical thing about music. And obviously I've always been drawn to it, and I've always wanted to pursue a career in music. So thank God it's...
When you say always, how far back is always?
Pretty far back. I always loved music. I grew up in a very musical family. Music was always played in the house, and there was always singing, and there was always, my sisters played piano, and my brother played drums, and my parents were very into music. But I think once I got to my older teenage years, I just knew that music was something I wanted to pursue.
Bentzi, let me ask you something.
Yo.
Since I could be candid, there's an expression. It's another mystical or Hasidic expression that says that continuous pleasure is not pleasure. Pleasure is about novelty, about newness, freshness. Since sometimes you play one night after another, you may be performing in a concert or a wedding or another celebration or a private one, is there a point where it just becomes something, I don't want to call it monotonous, but you played the song so many times, I can imagine it just becomes, the viewers have the luxury of being able to show up or not show up and enjoy what we want to enjoy. But the way you have to do it, how does that work? And sometimes you're just not in the mood. How do you deal with that?
A great question. A lot of people ask us, which song are you sick of playing? You played it so many years, which song are you sick of playing? And the truth is, it can be a challenge sometimes, especially when you're doing it night after night, or same song for many years. But the truth is that each venue, each audience, each person, it makes it fresh. When the audience is fresh, it makes the songs fresh. I know it sounds a little bit like a cop-out answer, but it's true. When you come to a new city or a new event, a new happy occasion, the inspiration is totally, renewed. And just to, a side note, music it's not something that's so logical, right? It's not like a mathematical equation. It's not like a subject you could sit and read in a book. There's something that's esoterical, the intangible part of music. So each person responds differently. Each person, it means something a little differently to them. It inspires them in a little bit of a different way, depending on their experience or whatever they, how they're feeling. So in the greater, view of the whole situation, so people respond a little differently. Each audience, has a different kind of feel to it. So that's really the secret. The audience inspires the artist. And without the audience, what are we doing? Just sit and sing by ourselves in our studio. That would get old and monotonous. So thank God we have the audience and we have the fans to perform for. So thank you.
And you ever have hecklers? As a speaker, I have hecklers. They really motivate me a lot.
Well, we have the advantage. We can just turn up the volume. I could just.
Okay, because I'll tell you, I was just thinking about it, because as a speaker, I have the same question. And I'll be honest, sometimes you're like not there. I'll tell you what I do. I provoke myself. I do something a little off color, or just something to change the flavors, the ingredients, to make it a little jazzy.
Improvise.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this: whenever I tell a joke and nobody laughs, I always say thank you. Now I know not to use this joke again. I don't know if that works in the music world, but
Some
well,
level, some level, definitely.
yeah. Um, well, I go back. I'll tell you this: when you hear a song, I always use this as a thing called music therapy, even where a song can literally, a music can transport you to another time and place. You could be in a bad mood, and it can suddenly evoke something beautiful. It can make you cry. It can make you laugh. It really is transcends time and space in many ways. And I often tell people, just put on a headset, shut everything out, and let yourself be submerged and travel on the wings of music and song. And I really feel it's a very, very spiritual experience. It's very cleansing, especially we all have our favorite songs and ones that, we go to. I know from my world, especially the Hasidic world, there's a lot of very yearning, haunting songs that really speak very deep about the soul's anguish, the soul's joys, the soul's travels. And I know I actually, before you became my son-in-law, I actually loved the sound. 8 Day had that unique touch, a certain tongue-in-cheek. I like that it wasn't just forcing lyrics or songs that, sometimes you can use a word that doesn't have any meaning, and everybody's been reading deep philosophies into it when all it was really a typo, essentially. What do you think about that?
So, yeah, my brother Shmuley, who you mentioned earlier, it's one day he came to me and he's like, I wrote this poem. And we were, 16, 17. And I said, wow, I was just starting to get, serious about music. I said, hey, do you mind if I, make a tune and kind of arrange like a song out of it? He said, sure, go ahead, And that was, the rest is history. That's kind of how we started. But he has, Shmuley definitely had, sorry he couldn't be here today. It would be nice to have us together. Maybe we'll do that next time. But he definitely has this unique talent with lyrics and bringing out a message with a catchy hook, and then he calls it a lyrical hook. A unique way of saying something that maybe you've heard the message before, or maybe you've but you haven't heard it in quite that way with and we really started as like. We were not trying to be a band or be famous or anything like that. We were just, testing our skills and our, like he was writing poems and I was playing guitar. And we were like, hey, let's just try to put it together and,
Do you ever get intimidated when you hear like, these masters, especially in the Hasidic world? There's such songs that are just can make you, melt away, cry away, or other stuff. Not that I'm not suggesting everybody's got their unique sound, but sometimes when I read a master writer, I say to myself, "Oh man, this is like, how does that? How does that work?"
well, first of all, the like some of the Hasidic songs, melodies, some of them are extremely, from a musical composition perspective, they're extremely complex. They're hard to understand. They're hard to learn at first. And then once you learn it, it's extremely inspirational. But like the Alter Rebbe, who was a famous composer. The Daled Bubis, I don't know how you would say that.
The Song of Four Movements, like
Four,
very sacred song sung by many weddings, only at special occasions. Yeah,
it's very haunting and it's very soulful. And since I played at weddings a lot, the musicians who play it, they all comment on how the melody is so it's not complex in the sense that it's hard to sing, but the way that it travels, the way that it starts and then goes to the next part, then goes to the third. But there's 4 parts, obviously, and the way they all intertwine and the way they that definitely comes to mind. Then of course you have all the great composers and musicians. It's inspiring, and yes, it is a little intimidating. They have they have a gift from God to have that skill and that talent, and it's beautiful that they could share it. and it can inspire millions and millions of people get inspired by these, these melodies, these songs.
I was always taken by the fact that they call music soul, and I mean, I deal with the challenge that many people are struggling with the rigid ritualism of religion, and they've lost the soul. I always try to say it's really about music. There's no such thing as a ritual that doesn't have music in it. It's like
Right.
You can bang on a piano or play an instrument and it could be hollow because you don't hear the soul in it. And the challenge is the fusion of the two. So any parting words you'd like to share? I know you're a busy man, so.
Thank you for having me on. I just wanted to say that you just reminded me of something. In music, so you have, especially in modern music, you have like the lyrics and the tune. The lyrics are the body, so to speak, and the tune is the soul, of the song. And you said music we call it soul because that's what it is. It's soul. It's the soul speaking, and it's a beautiful thing, especially now when everybody feels challenged and everybody's life is, a little bit depressed. So it just was really, clarified how important music is. It's, something beyond our understanding, but it's just amazing. It inspires us. I'm really lucky that I get to do it every day. But, everybody can listen and everybody can be inspired. And so I encourage, as you mentioned, you encourage people to listen to music and get into a song, and it's good for the soul. It's a nourishment for the soul. So
absolutely. Look, as I said, in all my work, I try to speak with music. I don't know. I was just thinking about it. Why don't I just start singing all the time instead of talking? Like turn my words into sing song. But I think some people may think that maybe something happened to me, like something like I'm going off. But I think that's a beautiful way. It's like we sing to our children with lullabies. Everything done with a song is always richer, more meaningful, more resonant. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to experiment. And if I think people are thinking something weird, either I won't care or I'll just revert back to my old bag of tricks,
I look forward to that. That sounds great.
So Bentzi, was really great. This Bentzi Marcus been with me here on our Meaningful Live, and we will do a part 2, and maybe with Shmuley. And I know that many people want to hear more. I invite you guys to send any questions you may have that you really think are interesting, and don't be afraid to ask sometimes the blunt questions. About music and song. It's really about the soul. And it's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you so much, Rabbi.
Have a happy Purim, Bentzi.
Hey,
Mendel. That's my grandson, guys. Mendel, you want to sing a song for us? Mendel, you want to sing?
Want to sing something?
Want to sing something? That's Bentzi's youngest boy. He's a Nachman Yarmulke. Mendel, you want to sing something? Come on, this is your chance. You got millions of people watching you. It's the debut.
No
Mendel?
Today from Mendel.
He's very shy when it comes to, I guess, new venues. But Bentzi, anyway, Purim coming.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
He didn't do his vocal warm-up yet. He's not...
I understand. But Mendel, show us your face at least. The blonde, blue-eyed Mendel Marcus.
Oh, there he is.
There you go. Mendel, you see who I am? Who am I, Mendel?
Zadie.
Zadie, right. So this has been Bentzi and the Bentzi and Mendel show. And you guys have a great Purim. Purim is all about exuberance, joy, unbridled, unlimited. I want to wish everybody who's with us here that may your life be one long, joyous song. But not the same song, obviously. It should be diverse. But the song has the capacity. There's an expression that one of the great mystics has written, that joy breaks and pierces all boundaries. It's able to transcend boundaries. So usually we have our structures, we have our defined parameters. You sing a song, you go for a dance, you just transports you beyond the limits. And it really allows your soul to experience the infinite. So I wish upon all of you, whatever you're going through, a song can always help you free yourself from some of the constraints and limits. And may everybody be blessed to just have open and revealed joy. And even when there's a challenge, turn that as well into a song. It was great, Bentzi, Mendel, everybody, you guys out there, please, I don't even know all the expressions, share, like, comment. Really want to hear from everyone. And if you really like this program, maybe we'll do a lot more of song and music ones. I think that's great. Anyway, thank you again, Bentzi. Anyway, where people can get to see or listen to all that songs, music, and so on, where can people catch you?
Yeah, they go to my8thday.com.
That's My Eighth Day, not written out, EIGHTH, right?
That's the number, sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
The number, MyATH. Okay, 8. Yeah. My8thday.com. Great. It was great having you. Thank you so much again for making the time. Send my best to the family.
Will do.
And keep rolling.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Be well, everybody. Have a very good day. Blessings to everybody. All in good health. Be well.
Bye.
Okay, great. Thank you.